Julia, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Doing
Thank
great.
you for joining me on Entrepreneur Monday. We've been talking about this almost a month and a half, and now
Right.
we're finally here, and I'm happy to have you. Let the people know who you are, what you do, and I'm ready to get right into it with you.
I am Julia Maciel. I'm in San Antonio, Texas. I'm a real estate agent for a little over 21 years. So I've
Nice.
basically done all aspects of real estate, new homes, general real estate, investment, owner finance, apartment locating.
From A to Z.
Yes, pretty much.
And most importantly, you gave me the opportunity to work with you with a client out here in El Monte. And you and I met on TikTok, and I just thought it would be
Right.
very good to share that story, let agents and people know the power of social media, how you and I were able to team up and be able to work. And the deal that you even got on top of the list that you just gave the people, you were creative in helping the agent with that deal with a property that was sitting for her, that you made that happen. So I want you to get into all that so people know when they come to San Antonio, Texas, you are the number one agent to reach out to and use for either buying, selling, or investing.
So that was a true blessing for sure.
Yes.
Somehow through our social media, I mean, it was just all divinely fell in place.
Right.
Starting with, I get a call from a gentleman in California. I'm in Texas. He's looking to buy here. And he found me through Siri. Like, he did the Hey Siri thing. Real,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Now, see,
that's
I
how
didn't
he
even know that. Is that how he found you? I thought he went to
did.
Google or something like that.
No, because, he doesn't do computers,
Oh, that's right.
as
He's
you've
right. He doesn't even
learned
have a
so
computer
well.
or Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Right. So he did the Hey Siri homes for sale in Texas or San Antonio, Texas. And he got a list, I guess a couple of agents. I popped up on there. He chose me, luckily, thank God. And
Yes.
I was thinking, dang, how am I going to sell a house? I need to find, he needs to sell that house in California first.
Right.
Right. So I'm thinking and I'm writing on my Facebook, like, hey, does anybody know realtors in California? And then my light bulb went off. I was like, duh, I do. We're friends on TikTok. I follow
Yes.
you. I love all your stuff.
Thank you.
And so then reached out to you. And you're a badass realtor, Jace.
Well,
So
thank you so much. I do my part. Thank you.
within like probably 30 minutes that I reached out to you, gave you the information, you reached out to the gentleman that needed to sell in El Monte. And by the next day, you were already meeting with him. So I'm so thankful, not just for that, but all the other stuff you went through to help me with getting him taken care of.
Yes, it was definitely a process, and I don't want to make this about me. I want to make it about you and the opportunity. That's what Entrepreneur Monday is for. However, I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you publicly, which I've already told you privately, because you could have picked any agent. There's El Monte agents, there's Whittier agents, West Covina agents. I mean, California's full of agents, and you gave me the opportunity because of our relationship on TikTok and going back and forth, and I'm very grateful for that.
Well, I'm grateful too. I'm very thankful because I don't think most agents would have done all the stuff that you did above and beyond for them.
That is true. I'm not sure about that one too. So
They
it
would have
was it
been
was a
like, nope.
challenge. I'm done. I'm tapping out. But yeah, it was a challenge, but we got it done. Now let's talk about the San Antonio market. LA native, a Los Angeles Lakers native. I love you, but I have beef with the San Antonio Spurs, just so
Right. We
you
have beef
know.
with you.
Yes, I'm sure. So that's our only issue right there. Outside
Right.
of that, we're instead of 100%, we're like 99.9 because of that.
Right.
But tell the
99.99.
There you go. So, but tell the people about the San Antonio market, how it is in San Antonio, how far are you from Dallas or maybe Fort Worth, and just what they could expect. Because a lot of people, because of the rise of inflation, because of the cost of California, they're moving to the state of Texas. And if they're going to continue to go, I want them to reach out to you. So give us a little bit about that.
Right. You know, the Texas market has been pretty crazy, just like everywhere else across the world, I'm sure. I
Right.
always think we're pretty fortunate because our prices are not as high for homes as other places. One example is the gentleman that did come out here and buy. He bought, now this was just a steal, but I was able to find him a mobile home with an oversized lot where, and it was rural, so it was a little bit out. Um,
Right.
for $155,000, that's just pretty
Oh
unheard
wow.
of. Decent, needed really nothing, no work. It was move-in ready,
Mm,
perfect for what he's going to do. Now, all of
right.
them are not that lucky, at that price, but we do have some decent, homes that need a little bit of work that are in the 180s. So, but
Okay.
realistically, the average right now for a pretty decent either pre-owned home is 300. It's right
That's
about
not bad.
300. Yeah, and the new homes are pretty much about the same.
Okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
that's major. That's about if you in California. I just took a listing in what was that? Hesperia. And Hesperia is up towards Victorville and San Bernardino and that in those cities. And that one's going to be 498, and that's about 2,300 square feet. But then I took another one in LA. That one is a little bit 1,600 square feet, and that's going to be 600,000. So when you say that, you can almost buy two for one in San Antonio than what you can do in California.
Exactly. I actually have a house that's for sale. Um, it is 2,400 square feet,
Okay.
$300,000, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath,
Wow.
in a nice little community. I also have a townhome for sale. That's a 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2.5 bath. That one is about 1,380 square feet, and that's 229, which is crazy. You know,
That is
I
great.
know
That's
compared
unheard
to
of. Yeah,
California.
that's
Yes.
unheard of out here. There's no way. You might be able to get some land for that price, maybe,
Oh
but
wow.
you're
Yeah.
not getting anything close to that. Now, tell us about the growth of San Antonio. We know all of Texas is growing. How far are you from Dallas? And then where does San Antonio compare to some of the other Houston? Everybody talks about Houston, whether it be in hip hop or it be the Houston Rockets. Houston is just a
Mhm.
really big state. As you already know, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas. How does San Antonio compare as far as population? And if I was coming from California, and I want to come to San Antonio, what would be your talking points in order to get me to come there?
Well, I think the main thing is just the affordability,
That's
and there are so many different communities that are nice, that are safe, nice, decent communities to
right.
come to, and then there's the more upscale communities also throughout the city.
Okay.
So again, the normal average right now is 300, and the higher end it's about fours and 500s here in San Antonio. But and then to answer your question about Dallas, like we're about an hour and a half from Austin, and
Okay.
Austin is really the highest market right now. Their average is about
Oh
$540,000.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then Dallas is about 430s. That's their average right now. And that's
Okay.
about 4 hours from me. Houston is about 2 hours, 2.5 hours,
Not
and they're
bad.
right about 400,000.
Okay. So even
Yeah.
both of those markets are higher than San Antonio. So San Antonio seems like to be the spot because for people living in California, 4 hours takes you to Vegas. So that's not a far
Okay.
drive if you want to go
Hmm.
there. And then 2 hours to Houston, we could probably spend 2 hours in traffic on any given Friday out here in California.
Wow.
So that's
Yeah.
so
I
that's
hear
not a
about
problem
that.
as well. Yeah. So
I
that's
hear
not an
about
issue. So San Antonio would be the spot to come. And then let me ask you if you get, which I'm sure you get, because I see a lot of your TikToks and your social media where you cash buyers and investors and things like that. What is that market like as far as growth that you're seeing? Because obviously, social media, everybody and their mama is an entrepreneur and a wholesaler now. That's the popular
that. Yes.
thing. What
It
do
is.
you see out there in that market as far as wholesaling and as far as investing?
Luckily, I'm a part of one of the biggest wholesaling companies in South Texas, which is Home
Nice.
Buying Home Selling, or HBHS Solutions, Home Buying
Okay.
Home Selling Solutions. And I see so much of that right now. I'm thinking all over the world, I'm sure, because that's such a great solution for so many people. There is the owner finance side where if people don't have good credit but they have money to put down, they can come in and owner finance basically a home with no credit as long as they have cash. But
Okay.
then what you're talking about, the actual wholesaling, there's just so much of that going on. People think California people are coming up buying all of our stuff, but it's not always the case. There's a ton
Right.
of investors all over the United States that come in and buy investment properties for rentals or, to
For
leave to their
flips.
families for
Okay.
generation, for a legacy or inheritance type of thing. But yeah, there's a
Right.
lot of wholesaling going on right now.
So you guys are bit. So would you say that the market is busy, and have the rise in interest rates affected that market any, or is it still consistent for you?
For the wholesaling, not at all. It hasn't
Okay.
phased. It might slow down a
Slow
tiny
down.
bit,
Okay.
but if anything, especially with everything coming back to normal, makes it very affordable for the wholesalers to come in and buy properties.
Okay.
Um, I think the buyers are a little bit scared. They just don't understand what you and I, doing this business for so long, all the resources that we have for them. I think they don't understand that we have so much that
Right.
we can help them, with down payment assistance or different ways to get them in to different
Closing
types of
costs.
loans. Yeah, the closing
Right.
cost. I mean,
Have that rise in interest rates slow down the regular market. The wholesale market, I
oh, the
understand, but
regular market.
the regular, yes.
It has slowed down a little bit. Yes, a little bit.
Okay.
Um,
But not too
yeah,
much.
yeah, it has a little bit. So basically, if a buyer comes out and looks at something and they're serious, they can pretty much snatch up whatever they want because everything is a little bit slow. The
Okay.
sellers, their homes are sitting a little bit longer.
And if I sell my house in Cali and I want to come out there, and let's say I want to spend 700,000, 800,000, maybe upward of $1 million, what am I getting for that land? I mean, roughly, what am I getting land wise and beds and bath out there?
You could pretty much have whatever you want, and you could probably have a 5 bedroom, 5 bath with some,
Oh wow.
acreage. Yes, it just depends which area you're looking for. The upper, higher scale. Like for us, it's Stono, Bernie, some of the rural areas where you could actually build something, whatever you want, and get as much acreage as you want.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Mhm.
And then let me ask you, how is everybody's into Yellowstone and all these cowboy and western shows right now. The
Guilty.
San Antonio, right? I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard about it. Is Yellowstone good?
Oh yes, it's so good.
Okay. Okay. Then you know what? I'm so New Year's Eve, I'm going to start binge watching it. But if I want to come out there and I want to buy some acreages, and let's say I want to have cattle or horses, or I like to ride horses, is that available for me as well?
Oh yes, yes. I mean, acreage
Okay.
here starts as little as like 60 to 80,000 per acre. If
Oh,
it's just
wow.
the
That's real
land,
good. Right.
just land.
Okay.
Some of them are already, have the water services and power services, and some don't. So it just depends what you're looking for. Then we help you find that.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
So you cover every aspect of, from the ranches to residential to wholesaling to flipping, working with investors, buyers, sellers. There's not one aspect of real estate out there that you don't cover.
The only thing I have not done, which I would love to do, is commercial. Haven't done a lot of
Okay.
commercial. Yes.
Uh,
So
okay.
and so I guess
So
it's
you'll
time
be
for me to start exploring a little bit in that area
absolutely. You want to add commercial to the resume. That'd be great
for
for you.
sure. Hmm.
And then now San Antonio is the main city. What's in the surrounding area? Meaning that if you come to Los Angeles, we always say Los Angeles and then Los Angeles area, meaning Long Beach, Hawthorne, Torrance, Marina Del Rey. What's around San Antonio if someone wants to live on the outskirts?
On the outskirts, in the northeast side, I mean, there is the San Marcos Outlet Mall that people love to go to. There's Canyon Lake, um, which is pretty nice, pretty clean. And
Okay.
of course, there's downtown San Antonio, the Riverwalk, and the Alamo, and all that, all of our historic places. And
Right.
there's Fredericksburg, where they do wineries and things like that, little tours.
Okay.
Um, I know I'm going to forget something because I wasn't thinking about it, but we have, of course, the zoo, SeaWorld, Fiesta, Texas. Well, you guys, everybody seems to have. But let me think.
So
I don't.
overall, if I want to go outside San Antonio, there's some nice cities and areas as well.
Yes, there's a lot of little outskirt towns in the outskirts that do different things.
Well,
There's
good then.
actually a natural bridge caverns. I'm sorry, where there's like caves
No,
that
go ahead.
people go into and explore and stuff like that. There's so much.
Okay. it sounds like that's a place to go that is a little bit undervalued because it's not as popular as Houston and Dallas and those states as far as
Right.
just people's conscious, but
Or if my broker needs anything from me, I'm pretty much on call for them
so you have a
just
wealth of
to
knowledge. Right.
provide service, and to give